just get carried away. You blow my mind. I just get carried away. Talking to you, baby. I just get carried away. You blow my mind.
Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Sham channel. How you guys doing? We are here to preview tomorrow's Supercoppa final. Inter versus Milan. It's going to be the Milan derby once again. That's the game I predicted the other day when Mattia and Anthony and I were talking, and we got it. I won the revenge. I won revenge for that Milan derby loss that we had at the beginning of the season, and yeah, I think it just makes for a more interesting matchup. This new Conceicao Milan against Inzaghi's Inter. So, as the title says, it is a call-in show. I've dropped in the link in the description, so the StreamYard link to join in. If there's going to be like a lot of people, sometimes I might just rotate people in and out. But if it's just going to be a few people, then we can just have like a panel discussion going. So it depends on you guys. So please, guys, join in. I want this to be a call-in show. I don't want this to be just me. Well, I've seen Mattia's also joined in. So please join in. And as Mattia has said, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new. What's up? Nene Nerazzurri, hope you're doing well. Marvel Lawson, what's up, brother? Bonsoir. Let's hope for a win. Forza Inter. Tambir hopes for a win as well, of course. Mr. Alpha Bravo can't make it. He's not at home. No worries, brother. Definitely, I would like Mr. Alpha Bravo to join me. He has an interesting proposition of an idea of a panel show where we kind of talk about transfers, what we would do, what would you do if you were kind of, Inter sporting director kind of concept. So I definitely want to bring him in for that. Marcello in the house as well. Join Marcello. No, sometimes you join in as well. But let me bring in the good person that is first up on the call-in. Brate.
Hello, everybody. Again, long time no see.
I mean, yeah, this doesn't even count as a call-in if Mattia's calling in, because he's basically part of the channel on here and Inter Worldwide. But thank you for joining us, brother. How are you doing today?
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me again. I'm really excited, bro. I haven't been this excited for the Super Cup since ever, basically. I'm usually not that much excited about it, but last year it was all about the second star. I didn't care. It was just a tunnel vision. I didn't care about anything else. But this year there are many things, to consider.
Hey, Debbie, come through. Why don't you come through, Debbie?
Yeah, we want to see you if you can. Yeah, we will discuss many things.
We got the head honcho of Interviews podcast coming in. Look at that. Wow.
Oh, hello.
What's up,
Alessandro Rafa? If you don't know, now you know. What's up, brother?
Well, what's up, man? I had to jump in. I got the notification. I said, this is exactly what I need on my Sunday.
Yes. No, beautiful, man. Beautiful. How you feeling about it? Mattia said he's really excited about the Supercoppa. Is Milan the team? I was listening to your episode right now. I think you said as well that Milan was the team you wanted. Was it Gianni who said that?
So Johnny wanted Milan. I thought Juventus was going to get it done. Obviously, we saw how the game played out. But listen, it's a risk, right? Are you heading into a final where a Milan team can get galvanized if they're able to get their second derby victory, or do you just shut them down and all the excuses of new manager and so forth? So it's an intriguing matchup for sure.
Yeah, no, it is for sure. How? By the way, so Alex, you're tuning in from New York, right?
Yeah,
New York. Mattia, where you coming in from? Just outside Belgrade, if I remember correctly.
Just Belgrade, not outside, inside Belgrade.
Oh, inside Belgrade. Yeah, so we've got a nice little coverage going on here of different parts
across
of the world.
world.
Yeah. I like that. We got Eduardo here as well. our Colombian brother coming
Always.
in, but I think he's based
Always.
in Miami, if I remember correctly. Time to show the cousins the level difference. Yeah, I mean that's one thing at the moment, guys. Right? Like whoever it was going to be, Milan, Juve, Atalanta, we just feel like not even like arrogance at the moment. We just feel like we're a different level of a team to the others.
I don't like
Italy.
it, bro. I don't like it. The two times I distinctly remember being super confident going into Derby della Madonnina was one when we were 1-0 up on a half time and 7 points above the first Inzaghi year. So that was when I was super confident against them. We know how that ended. I don't want to repeat that. And this year's first Derby, 6 in a row, you won. Why not 7? So those were the two times I was super confident about our Derby chances. So I'm not gonna repeat the same mistake again. The new manager bounce is a thing. So yeah, let's see it.
Yeah, that definitely a thing. Shout out to Devils Down Under, which is Anthony from Inter Worldwide. Check him out. Unfortunately, he supports Man United alongside Inter.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, nobody's perfect, but he's I think he's doing a live watch along right now, right? Because I was on it earlier.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
I think it's still 0-0, but we don't care. I'm gonna watch. I'm more interested in the Lazio Roma derby later than the Man United Liverpool, to be honest. Do you guys pay any attention to Premier League? Because I live in England, so I do watch a lot of Premier League. What about you guys?
I don't care.
I mean, I pay attention to it, but I can't tell you the last 90 minutes, like full game that I actually watched of it. It's just not. It doesn't do it for me compared to the Serie A.
Yeah. The Superior League, Serie A, of course. I watched Aston Villa Leicester yesterday, and I tried to tune into Leicester games because it's like the local team, but they're pretty awful at the moment.
It's not as tactically interesting, I think, from that perspective, but also whenever I watch games that are outside of Inter, I'm always looking for like who are some talents that we could potentially bring into Inter, and Inter's not shopping in the Premier League, so it's like you're staying up to date with some of the players, but you know that Inter's not going to go for any of these players. I think Manchester United just took a 1-0 lead, by the way.
Oh wow!
Oh, Anthony must be happy.
Yeah, I bet you he doesn't even celebrate. He probably is like, oh yeah, 1-0. Yeah. What do you make of this comment from Eduardo, Alessandro? I don't know. But...
Listen, it's getting tougher and tougher on the video to watch my hairline slowly disappear.
No, come on,
slowly disappear. But you know what? If I look like Carlo, I'll take that as a compliment.
No. I found your lookalike. Who was it? It was that former Inter Primavera. Who was it? It was like it was really good. The lookalike I found for you.
Oh my God, I forget. It wasn't Andrea.
One of those like journeyman in Serie A. What's his?
Shoot, I forget.
It'll come to me. It was a spot on one though. I know it was spot on that one.
Lisandro Martinez, the midget, scores.
No way, Lisandro! Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, that's as much Premier League talk that we're gonna cover today. Yeah, exactly that one. Lopimos, the Giroud foul Sanchez to start the second goal. Never forget that. That's exactly the derby that Mattia was referring to. Mr. Hamden has also joined the channel membership. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. I really do appreciate you. But guys, now that I've got you two, and again, guys, I'll drop the link again. Make sure you guys join us in tomorrow. Are you guys worried about Mattia, you mentioned the new or you both mentioned the new manager effect? Are you guys worried about that ahead of that?
Well, there certainly can be worse than with Fonseca. So I guess maybe some kick in the culo they got in the halftime against the ones that we do not name. So
did you watch that game, by the way? Because it looked like I watched the highlights and it looked like a really bad game. I didn't see it.
It was like the last few games between them. It was terrible. Yeah. But like I said, I don't want to be super confident. Twice that happened and twice we lost. So I don't want to there is a possibility always, that something will happen. And they have a new manager. Conceicao is a good manager. If you look at the teams, if you looked at the injuries they have, we are favorites, no doubt. But you know, word of caution, Conceicao looks like he said, I'm here not to make friends, I'm here to win. So he
Yeah.
seems like an arrogant guy, that overconfident guy. Maybe he will suit their team well, I think.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Like he's that, he's in that mode of a Conte. He'll give you those kind of sound bites, those kind of quotes, which is why Simeone. Like I'm not gonna lie because he's at Milan now. I did like Conceicao. He was like one of the guys that I was looking out for as
Me too,
potentially
but did you see that he didn't want to shake hands with Demone after
Yeah,
we beat
yeah.
them?
I mean, yeah. I remember we talked about it last year after the
So
Porto game. It was a famous picture. He is a bit of a crybaby, a bit of a sore loser, and
and
was
he
asked
already
about it
said,
today.
"Oh, they had a one day extra. They
Yeah,
have advantage." He already started crying.
yeah. No, I see that. Alessandro, have you fixed your mic?
Yeah, I just plugged my my mic in, so hopefully you guys can hear me better.
Oh, look
That's
at that!
great.
Now we've got podcast
There you
quality
go.
level.
I
Yeah,
was
what do you
I was
make
planning
of
on just
Conceicao?
jumping in and asking a question, but
Yeah.
I now I'm sucked into the conversation here, so
Yeah. No, I want to
gotta
know
grab the
that
mic.
just quickly, like the Conceicao thing. Like as I said, I was a fan. Are you? What do you make of the whole Conceicao thing? Did you like him, or are you worried about Milan tomorrow?
Yeah, so there's three things that I think we have to look at, three factors. The first is going to be just tactically, they're going to play more direct. And they do have, I don't necessarily know that they have the personnel, whether it be a 4-4-2 if he does Abraham and Morata up top, or if he's going to stay with the three up front. I don't necessarily think they have the personnel to really hit us with some increased verticality in their play, but they're going to be more dangerous than a Fonseca side. I think the second thing is the motivation. They're going to play us, and they're going to play us hard. It's not ideal to be sticking this fixture in the middle of the year, but it is what it is, and I'm just hopeful that everyone comes out of it healthy. But they are gonna play us hard, and then the last piece is, of course, just like the magic, right? New manager. They had, some magic against Juventus. I doubt Sommer will be as out of position as Di Gregorio was, but you never know what's going to happen. These type of derbies, you can't rule out the potential events like red cards or anything like that can completely, flip a game on its head. So it is, there's an element of being confident, and I do think we are the better side, but there's also just these derbies that anything can happen.
100%.
Ian.
Yeah. What's up, Ian? Hey, Julian. What's up, brother? Where are you calling in from?
Sup, Sharma? Yeah, I'm calling in from Norway. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Norway. This is a nice little variety we've got going on here.
I think first time we have someone from Norway. Welcome.
Yeah. No, actually, we've got Daniel North. He's from Norway. Group.
Oh, he lives in Norway, but he always says he's Argentinian. Okay, yeah, maybe he lives there.
Yeah. I think he's got like Argentinian roots or something like that. Whereabouts in Norway? Oslo or? Well,
yeah,
that's
Oslo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I've been a long time subscriber of you, Sharma.
Nice, bro.
Since like the first Inter channel you with the other guys and stuff. So I just been like a silent watcher. So I thought it was a good time to just jump in and say hello.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. I want people, even if you've been a silent watcher for a long time, it's good to just get a feel for everyone in the community. So how did you end up supporting Inter, by the way, bro, in Norway?
Okay, so it's kind of a weird story. I was like not really that into football. I have like some connections to Italy, but I didn't actually know about Inter or anything. So I just like when Inter won the 2010 Champions League, I was just like, I didn't really know what the Champions League was, but I thought like, yeah, I have to support the winners. And then I was like, and then like when
He's
I went
a glory hunter. He's a glory
yeah, truly a glory hunter. And then I was like, oh, they're also Italian. So I was like, yeah, that's really cool. And then I didn't watch for quite a lot of time. But then I like in 2018, after like the World Cup 2018, I was like, okay. I was just like watching Champions League and stuff. And then I I just accidentally like looked up Serie A, and I was like, whoa, I saw Inter again, and it's like seeing like my first love for the second time, and I was like, whoa. And then I watched the Inter Tottenham game, the like when won like, last minute, and yeah, I just fell in love and watched every game since almost.
Nice. That's a nice love story. That I think. I wonder how many people. Yeah, I bet a lot of people started supporting Inter after that 2010, final. Imagine if you won it 2 years ago. Imagine how many more fans we would have.
Yeah,
but anyway, Julian, same question to you as we've discussed with Mattia and Alessandro. How are you feeling about the game tomorrow against Milan? Are you worried in any way? Conceicao, yeah. What are your thoughts?
No, I feel calm. I think we will get our revenge on our cousins and bring the Supercoppa for the 4th time.
Yeah, definitely. The 4th time in a row. And then how many is it in total, Alessandro, Mattia? Do you know? Is it 9 in total?
I believe it's 9, yeah. Or
Yeah.
this would be the 9th.
Yeah, this would be the 9th.
This would be the 9th. Yeah, we would go level with Juve.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's definitely a nice extra bit of motivation on top. That's really good. And what was the question that you wanted to ask, Alessandro? I know you said earlier you had a question for us.
Yeah, so obviously we know Thuram it looks like he's likely to make the bench, but he obviously won't be starting. Correa, there was conflicting reports about whether he's suffering from fatigue or whether he had some diarrhea. So yeah, who knows what's going on with him. But we can expect Taremi to start. I did want to ask you guys if you want to see any other rotation in the team. One thing that came to mind was Darmian, whether he comes in for Dumfries or Bisek. Both Dumfries and Bisek have been playing a lot. So, Darmian's legs could be helpful there, obviously heading into a congested fixture list. And the other was obviously in the midfield, right? Fratesi, who we know wants to play. Zielinski deserves to be playing here despite Mkhitaryan playing well recently. So I wanted to ask you, outside of the front two, are you hoping to see any other rotation in the squad?
No.
Yeah, Mattia, Julian, you guys can go.
No, I think it will be the same lineup, bar the Thuram. And I think we should start the strongest lineup. It's the final. So, yeah, I think it should be as it is.
Yeah, I agree with Mattia. I think like this is not the game you rotate for. So hoping for the strongest lineup and just hopefully get an easy victory. Then we can rest the players after like we're 2-3-0 up and halftime. Then I'll be like chilling back in my chair.
Yeah.
Like the last time we played 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have liked, I mean, we didn't do it in the first game. I thought Jose Martinez would have played in this Supercoppa. That's the rotation I would have done. But yeah, there's no point doing it now for the final for sure. And then outside of that, just it's the final now, so there's no point rotating now. Just start strongest lineup for me. That's where I stand on that. By the way, Julian, do you know about the interviews pod? What Alessandro runs with Gianni?
No, I haven't heard of it actually. So...
Yeah, well, there you go. Now you've got a podcast to listen to.
Check it out.
Yeah. It's on Spotify as well?
Yeah, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you want to hear two Americans on either coast just talking about Inter, we've got you covered.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I'll definitely get a listen.
Yeah, there you go. And that's for also everyone listening in. 48 people, make sure you leave a thumbs up and checking out Interviews Pod. That topic that I wanted to discuss is what Julian is talking about here. Sink or swim for Taremi tomorrow. As we said, Correa is out. Arnautovic is Arnautovic. So it looks like it will be Mehdi Taremi starting tomorrow, which is what I wanted as well. I continue to have faith in the guy. I think he's lacking a lot of confidence in front of goal. Like he barely shoots, even when he has like opportunity to shoot. He just looks like a shadow of himself when it comes to that goal scoring threat. But his overall play, I still think he has been quite good for Inter overall. Where do you guys stand with Mehdi Taremi? Is it really sink or swim tomorrow, or are you still kind of having some faith for like you're going to give him this season to kind of bed in?
So, what order shall we go?
Julian, Alessandro, Mattia.
Yeah, okay. So I feel like the first thing is like the sink or swim kind of question. What options do we really have? Like, I feel like Taremi is clearly our third best striker option. But yeah, I agree with you. Like, I can't even remember like a single shot is taken, like almost. But maybe this is a bit off topic, but I kind of feel like the same with Lautaro. Like both of them, like they work really, really hard and off the ball and like to help the team. But yeah, both of them like stinkers in front of goal like this.
Don't
this
worry, we'll
turn.
talk
So
about Lautaro as well.
yeah, yeah. So I don't really like to slander our players. I feel like they we should support them as long as they wear our shirt. And but yeah, I really hope they both step up and prove all the haters wrong. That's what I hope the hate does and the criticism does, like make them improve themselves and not just like falter.
Yeah. Ale?
I mean, it shouldn't be, even if he doesn't get on the score sheet, it shouldn't be a situation where Interisti are done with him or throwing him to the side. Unfortunately, it is a final. You can already see, if he plays poorly or if he doesn't contribute, you can already see, La Domenica Sportiva, Pressing, Mediaset, all of the Italian media. It's something for them to talk about. And when it comes to Inter, they're always looking for something to criticize. So, it's a big spot for him. I don't necessarily need him to get on the score sheet. I just need him to continue to do what he's been doing. And Sharma, you had tweeted, like, every time, we've seen him out there, he is arguably, outside of Lautaro, he's the best pressing forward that we have. He gets right up on the back line and doesn't let them breathe. He does have good link up play. So it's not easy to come into a side like Inter that's been amazing in Europe and in Italy for the past several years. I think he's doing well. I have a lot of faith in him, and I think he'll come good against Milan in the Supercoppa final.
Mattia, I know you've been saying he's on fraud watch.
Yes, so I'm gonna have a different opinion here. I call me crazy, but I want to see my striker scoring. That's their job. So all this defense of Lautaro and Taremi, like, oh, they're doing so much for their job is to score. I want them to score. And Taremi hasn't even shot. Like, he doesn't shoot. He doesn't shoot the goal. Like, what are you doing, my man? So yeah, I have big expectations both from him and from Lautaro for tomorrow, and this is the perfect opportunity for both to finally deliver.
Yeah, no, 100%. There was one of them has to score, right? The Thuram's not there tomorrow, so
or it's gonna be Bastoni again, or some of our defenders. I don't know.
I think Lautaro will score tomorrow. I have a feeling of it.
Okay.
So, I'm putting my reputation on the line for that.
While skinning Tomori, or how exactly is he going to score? I think
probably
he's
some scrappy goal. Yeah. I don't know.
No, I think he's dunking on Tomori again.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe like a good finish, like the one 2 years ago or some when last time in Saudi when he scored from the outside of his foot.
That was filthy.
That was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about him. Let's talk about our captain then, guys. That is the hot topic on every Inter fans Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Like, where are we standing on him? He was asked about it in the pre-match today. So I saw the tweet from Nursery Society showing that he scored in every Super Cup final. So the history of this fixture is on his side. And then he said once again, he talked about he hasn't rested much. I haven't done the preparation, blah, blah, blah. I've experienced moments like this, but in my opinion, this is my wear. So some self-awareness there from Lautaro in terms of knowing that it's a bad period, but it's actually, like we're all saying, this is actually the worst it's ever been. And he's saying that he's managing it differently, though, because he still feels like he's playing well, even without the goals. Teammates are helping him, trying to score. The only thing that matters, Inter wins. Like, things that we've been seeing kind of all season talked about. How are you guys in terms of that patience level with Lautaro now? That's what I feel like it's starting to dwindle with Inter fans. Where are you guys on the patience level with Lautaro? And do you have faith in him tomorrow? Well, Julian said he's scoring. So Mattia and Alessandro, where are you guys with our captain tomorrow? We've got more people coming in.
Mattia, I'll let you go.
Oh, yay! Our legends are here.
Legends.
Welcome. Two Inter legends joined. But anyways, let me answer the question. So I have my patience is getting very thin. So, but like I said already, this is the moment. Final against the city rival. There is no Thuram to bail you out. So this is it. I have faith. I hope. I didn't know. I forgot actually that he scored in the last 3 finals. So he has to score tomorrow. And yeah, I even though I criticize him a lot, I still think tomorrow is the chance to bring us the trophy and go back on track.
Ale?
Yeah. So for Inter as a squad, it was a game against Milan that kickstarted, this run of form and this team becoming what we always knew they were. I think it's going to be the same for Lautaro tomorrow. With Lauti, it was at the start of the year less involved in the actual play, where you really felt like he was missing. Now he's super involved, but it's not going in. It's that last piece, that last little bit of confidence that I believe he's going to get over the line against Milan and round out his game here. And I think this is going to kickstart the apology tour for a lot of Interisti for the rest of the season.
Wow. Nice. We've got Kirby and Ian coming in as well. So we've got Kirby from, is it Trinidad, Kirby, you tune in from?
Correct.
Yeah. And then we got Ian from Northern Ireland.
Yep. Belfast here.
Yeah. So will you guys chip in as well on this Lautaro conversation? I know, Ian, you've had, you've said you said some things about Lautaro's body shape that you're not happy with. Where are you standing with El Capitano now?
It looks like he's lost the weight at least.
Yeah.
But everything about his games, like the general build-up's all perfect. We need him to score the goals.
Yeah.
Especially with Thuram being out, like he needs to pick up.
Yeah, I thought his game against Atalanta, right? Outside, obviously missed so many goals, but I thought that was one of his best games of the season in general.
Yeah, everything, like the build-up play's all been good. The linking up's been good. It's just the finishing. It's terrible.
Yeah.
He's
Kirby, where are you
snatching
standing with Capitano?
Well, 2 things. I'll start with El Capitano. He will get there. He's getting in all the right positions. I mean, I staunchly defend him in a lot of groups. I was starting to turn on him, but I decided to, continue with my Lautaro prop. But he'll get there. He's getting in good positions. He just has to relax. There's something about him right now. He's snatching at all the chances, all the Atalanta shots. Like, he doesn't back himself to run past anybody. He just needs to, get a little more grinter, put his body into some defenders and try to get the shot off. But you're scared about tomorrow at all? Just let me answer this question.
No, we were talking about it earlier, so we were kind of, Mattia was saying that, because we're feeling so confident, it's kind of scary that we feel so confident now going into any game.
I think we hit them for any less than 4. It's a disappointing match. Any less than 4. And even with Taremi and Lautaro starting, two negatives will make a positive. One of them will score. One of them will score tomorrow. But we've been getting so many goals from the wing backs, the midfield, the defense, that I'm not scared. The goals will come. And I don't think Milan have it in them to even stand up with us. We're on a different level. We're the best team in Europe right now. For sure.
Is that Enzo coming through, Ian?
Yeah, it is. This is Enzo. Speak. Say hello.
Enzo.
Say something.
Hi.
You're right.
Hi.
Are you also an Interista?
Can you imagine any of Ian's kids not being an Interista?
Well, he's named after his middle name, Zanetti. He got permission from Javier himself.
Wow, you've been anointed by Zanetti himself, so you have to That's like what is it like? Was it Aguero's son that was like Messi is his grand?
Yeah, Maradona's his grandfather.
Maradona is his grandfather. Messi was his like godfather or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
like
Enzo.
that one. And
Well,
one-
what does Enzo think? Who's his favorite Inter player?
Who's your favorite player?
Ronaldo.
No.
Like, sorry, I don't really like him. Toro, God.
Lautaro. Hey,
Will he finally score tomorrow?
is he gonna score tomorrow, Enzo? Before you go, is Lautaro scoring?
He scored in the last 3 finals. I'll back him.
Okay, fair enough. Lauti
I'll
to
back
back.
him.
You heard
There's
it
nothing like a Milan game to get Lautaro going again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tomori,
100% agree.
Milan, Saudi Arabia. That's like Lautaro's.
Exactly. This is like his Salernitana.
He's a Milan man. After Salernitana, he's a Milan man. Yeah.
That is true. But no, I'm not worried at all. This team, Lautaro is the last missing piece of the puzzle for us to get number 4.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely certain of it. Thuram is going from strength to strength. I wasn't expecting this from him this season, but he's an absolute monster. Like, I want you all to look at him on that high ball. I have never seen somebody as good as him retaining possession on that high ball. He's my favorite player. I had to order his shirt recently. I was just like, nah, I gotta rep this guy all the time.
Yeah, he's climbing up my ranks of favorite player in this current team for sure. Actually, yeah, let's do a round of like who's your favorite Inter player in this current team. Let's go Mattia, Ale, Julian, Ian, Kirby.
Mhm. If I say Lautaro, I mean, I am criticizing him the most, but yeah, last season he was definitely my favorite player. But I have to mention DiMarco. Like when I look at DiMarco, I see myself because of he's been a fan since he was a kid. He's living a dream, and he's also amazing. He was always among the best players in the last couple of years, and currently I think this season he's our best player. So let me choose DiMarco.
Dumfries. No, I'm kidding. Barella. Best in the world.
Yeah, for me as well. I think Barella is like a maestro and a true Interista. So like, I feel like he's got the DNA in him. So yeah, I'll say Barre.
For this season, I think DeMarco's been our best player.
But
I
is
love
he your favorite though? Who's like
My favorite, probably Barella.
Yeah.
Barella, when Barella's on his game, world class. Just excellent to watch.
Yeah.
I have a hard time picking between our 3 major Italians, Barella, Bastoni, and DiMarco. I love all of them equally. At any given day, I'll be shouting their name to the top of my lungs and just screaming how much I love them. But if I had to choose one, you know what? I won't choose one. I'll just choose DiMarco's left foot. Maybe not recently, but DiMarco, I love it. That man's left foot is just magical.
It is.
Oops.
You got hit by DiMarco's left foot there.
Yeah, pinpoint accuracy. All right,
Yeah.
boys, I'm gonna leave you off for adventures. 4-0 minimum. Yeah, have a good one. See you all tomorrow for the reaction
Kirby.
where
Thank
I
you.
say
See you, Kirby
where I
Legend.
say 6-0
bye.
was
Ciao.
a little bit.
All right, take care, man. Yeah, I think Barella probably for me. Or maybe I'm the only Hakan fan in here because maybe I'm just biased to that position. I just like people that play in the regista position. So I do enjoy Hakan. Only in that
Bastoni
position.
needs
though.
more love, man. Bastoni needs more love.
I know.
There you go.
I don't know what it is. I just like there's
I think
something.
Kirby's right. The 3 Italians. Them 3 Italians. It's hard to look past them.
Yeah. It is. Oh, interesting question from Hamden. I mean, I think we know what we expect tomorrow because it's Conceicao. So I don't know what you guys think, but I'm expecting.
Hamdan had another interesting question a bit earlier that I think we should address.
Yeah. I've got it started. Don't worry.
Okay.
The
About
transfer
Dumfries and
market
Theo.
one. Or...
No. Dumfries versus Theo.
Oh,
So
I mean,
what do
yeah,
we expect there?
that's my favorite subplot of the Milan derby for the last like 3 years. I just love that rivalry between those two. But yeah, what are you guys expecting in terms of tactically from Milan? If you any knowledge of Conceicao, I think we know it's going to be a low block counter attack vibe.
I don't know what to expect, man. We haven't seen enough to really know how he will set up. Only one game, and finally someone. But yeah, what do other guys think?
I think he'll probably set up in a low block, try to play terrorist ball with us, but I think we'll outplay them either way they play. I hope they try to attack us because they always get caught out then. But I think we'll manage them either way.
Yeah,
they'll start 4-2-3-1, low block.
Probably, yeah.
The way we play, we want to drag them out. So you know what way the midfield going into the centre back position all works. So if they come out and try to play, I think we have too much quality.
Yeah,
We'll
no.
just play around them.
Our midfield should eat their midfield. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they just need to hold on until late in the game because obviously Leao is not fit enough for the 90, so they need to hold on till late in the game, and then just try to bring on Leao, play vertically, get him behind us. That's what I expect.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
what I expect their plan
Available?
is. I don't think it's going to go that way.
do they
Leao
hope for
available?
penalties? I don't know. If they hope for that, we will lose for sure. I mean, if it comes to penalties, we're losing 100%.
If that's a win for Conceicao. Do you
Yeah.
know what the Italian media is going to be saying about this guy if he takes Inter to penalties, even if they lose? Like the praise he's going to get is going to be ridiculous. So that's a win for him no matter what.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, I mean, it would be. I mean, I'm sure they're like tasting some trophy finally. Milan, like they've barely won trophies over the past decade. So
Last 12 years, they've won 2.
there you go.
So they need it much more than we do.
Yeah.
And don't let their fans say otherwise.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then the other question I had marked from Hamden is a little bit more around the transfer window. Let me find it where it was. Yeah, here it is. I mean, I'll kind of tailor it to you guys more than I don't think we're gonna do anything in January. I don't see that happening. I don't think the prize money from this will change anything. Where do you see the improvement on this Inter team? Where is the summer comes where you want to see money being invested? And I'm talking, 15, 20, 25 million, like you want to see the big investment being made.
Forwards.
Forwards.
Yeah.
I think
Outside of Lautaro and Thuram, the others aren't worth mentioning. That needs sorted immediately.
Right. More than the centre back position.
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about transfers when I was supposed to sleep last night, and I was like thinking we definitely need another central centre back, and of course, another striker, I think. And but I was also thinking out like maybe another backup right wing back that can challenge for Dumfries' spot.
Yeah, the Tajon thing, I think we can kind of see that experiment is kind of not going to be long term by the looks of it, really, is it?
Inzaghi plays it on the left either way. So
Tajon's not a bad player. He needs to beef up a bit. It's too lightweight.
Yeah.
Who's Tajon?
He's got to hit the weight room with Denzel.
Yeah.
I don't think he played enough. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think he played enough for us to form any opinion or to have like.
Yeah, but I think it's like we all said it. It was like kind of like reminding us of the Lazaro signing, isn't it? It was like, okay, cool. Maybe they've done some scouting on him, but then does the manager actually really trust him? And I think you can see that Inzaghi doesn't really trust him that much.
Lone
Yeah,
Mouse,
we're
I think
waiting
there's
for the
one.
second season to show us, something. But
Yeah, I don't think that we can completely rule out strengthening the midfield either, because although we know the lack of depth at center back, or the aging that's occurring at center back, we know the lack of depth in the attack, but the most likely player to be leaving Inter this summer and fetching a good fee is Fratesi, and that needs replacing as well. So you're creating another hole in the team. Which is understandable. He's young. He wants to play. He's not playing over Barella, but you have to replace him somehow. So it's going to be interesting how they're going to spread out the cash here with a few different things to address.
I haven't really watched the guy, but do you think Nico Paz from Como could replace Fratesi? I think he's like a goal scoring midfielder. Or
Oh, he looks good.
I don't know that
he seems to dribble with the ball. He's a ball carrier. That's what we need.
Yeah, I'll let you know more about him.
Yeah, he's not your traditional Mezzala, but he would be one of the more talented players with the ball at his feet that Inter has. He brings a skill set that we don't really have on this squad. Young, exciting, Argentinian. These are all the boxes that you need to check to get excited about an Inter signing. So I like the kid a lot. I think he's got a lot of personality. Think of a young talent like that that's doing this well in Serie A. This is a very rigorous league for youngsters. It's not easy to succeed, and he looks like a natural. Sign me up for sure.
But does he not remind you of he kind of his trajectory at the moment reminds me of kind of like what happened to Sule last year, where it kind of, when you're a big fish in a small pond, he was like, when you look back to Sule's season at Salernitana, it was like unreal, like same numbers that Nico Paz is putting up, slightly different position as a winger, but he made up the jump to Roma. I know that the Roma are a bit of a shit show, and Dybala's there, so it was always a bit of a weird transfer. But do you not see those kind of potential downfalls for Nico Paz in a new position in the Inzaghi system?
It's I mean, it's definitely possible. We always get excited about the guys that are on the other teams, and then you never know how things are going to play out. But I think I will lean on a situation like the one at Inter that is more stable, a great coaching staff that'll be able to bring him along. There's other factors that play into a player's development, and Inter has the stability as far as the club is concerned, and obviously the coaching is on another level. So those are the kind of things you need to succeed.
What about the Esposito brothers? The Sebastiano keeps scoring. He's got 7. Is there any interest from any of you guys of bringing Sebastiano or Francesco Pio?
Yes. Over what we have, yes.
Which one? Both of them?
Both of them over Arnautovic, Taremi, and Correa, definitely. I'm done with these guys. They have to be gone in summer. Absolutely gone.
even
You
Taremi-
went here, Ian, for the Taremi question. Are you already kind of done with Taremi as well?
I'm not totally, not the same as the other two. No. For me, if he just shoot, he's meant to be a forward. Shoot. But if it doesn't need to pass it every time. Just fuck me. You're meant to be a striker. Go for the goal.
Fair enough.
When the
What about you,
opportunity presents itself, you have to take the chance.
Yeah. What about you guys on the Esposito brothers? Bring them back.
I've loved the kids. I do. I don't think you can bring them back, because I think you're completely going to stunt their development, because they need to be playing, and they're not going to be playing at Inter. So it's similar to the Bellanova argument, right? Where it's like everybody wanted him, but he wasn't going to be playing over Dumfries and Darmian. I'm happy that he's doing well, but sometimes you have to look at the team, right? And that you can't keep all of your youngsters. I think both of them have great potential. I don't know that I see a place for them on the team next year. Even in that Taremi role, they need to be playing more than he is this year.
Yeah.
I think Sebastiano is like, he reminds me of Pinamonti. So I feel like not in playing style, but like the same kind of type. Like grew up in the Primavera, and like I think he would be like a decent Serie A striker, but I don't think he will reach that level. That's the feeling I have.
Mid-table baller. Yeah. What about you, Mattia?
Same. Well, don't want to repeat what others said, yeah, but basically the same.
Yeah, like I'm happy finally. Sebastiano, this is the first time he's showing something, so that's because he's playing finally consistently, which is something that he hasn't had at previous teams. So, and yeah, the other Francesco is Serie B. He's even younger, so yeah, I would like to see him in Serie A first and see where we can go from there. I know what you mean, Ian. Like, you know, it's better than what we've got right now, but that's because you see them at their teams that they are. Like when you come to Inter, we've seen it. Like the shirt is just so heavy. Like you saw when Bellanova came to Inter, it was like
That was a disaster.
Sorry,
that was a disaster. That one appearance, like it was literally like one half.
Yeah, Empoli, and he got booed off.
Oh my!
So it shows you, like, you know, you can be. He was Interista. He had potential, and he had a good season at Cagliari before, and then it was just too much. Now he's at Atalanta and he's doing well, and he was doing well at Torino. But I think Inter is just a bit that shirt, San Siro. As much as I love Interisti, but especially the ones that go San Siro, they can be ruthless. Ian, you're one of them.
Yeah, he is one of the main guys over there.
Yeah.
Our Don.
Yeah, no.
I think another thing with the Seba is also he was like his attitude. I saw like a lot of times in, like when he was out in Switzerland and stuff, he had a lot of like off the field issues, and I think that might be destabilizing for the good. I think what's one of the strengths of Inter is like the atmosphere and that Inzaghi has built, and I think that's our strength.
That's a very big point that you mentioned, because they're not just Ausilio and others. They're not just looking into stats or highlights. They're looking into the personality of a player, which is really important. And I'm really glad that they're doing that, because in the last couple of years, we've been avoiding some locker room issues, which is really important.
Yeah. Another question from Hamilton, actually. Some rumors came up recently again, which I don't really see why. Fede Chiesa, who's basically playing for like the Liverpool youth team more than the actual Liverpool senior team, loan. Like, what are you guys interested in him? January or summer? I'm not.
Nope, doesn't fit the system. Broken.
The chance was in the summer, not now.
We would want him for. I still don't know whether we want him as a right wing back or as a striker. I don't really understand.
Yeah, I think the other big thing that, you know, people don't really realize when you make a transfer like this is you also have to see how the media is going to discuss every move that happens with him. So if he's on the bench, like it's going to be constantly what's going on with Chiesa and so forth. So it's just not. It's a headache that we don't need. We don't need. He's not the player that he was in the past.
Yeah, I agree. Right, guys. 48 minutes. I want to end up on just a quick quiz. Let's see if you guys can guess just a few of these things I was just looking up before the game. Let's see who's got the best knowledge of Inter this season. So, who is, and you guys on the chat can also play, who is, and don't cheat, who is the Inter player, the outfield Inter player with the most minutes this season? Total, all competitions.
Mkhitaryan.
Close.
Wait, does Sommer count, or is outfield?
No, I said outfield. So yeah, no Sommer.
I would have also said Mkhitaryan. Like, we know he is the main guy.
Surprisingly, it's not. I would have said Mkhitaryan as well. But this guy's got 30 more minutes than Mkhitaryan.
Bastoni?
There it is.
Bastoni.
I feel like he's always getting subbed off.
Yeah, and we make fun of him on this channel for being always, you know, flu-like symptoms or whatever.
Not this season, though. Yeah.
His immune system has gone stronger this year. Nice. And then, Who is the outfield player with the least minutes this season? 2 minutes he played.
Is that Ainu guy? No.
Yeah,
Sabalas.
Mike,
It's
I
Mike
do.
Sabalas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, I do. That was
The,
Must
the,
be.
the height difference was such a meme. That was
Yeah. It looked like fake, like an edit.
36 centimeters was the difference in that duel.
It looked like a 12-year-old kid versus an adult.
Yeah, like a father-son game.
All right. My next question is, where is it gone? I had it here. Oh yeah, who has more minutes between Davide Frattesi and Piotr Zielinski?
Zelensky.
I
That's a good
think
question.
Fratesi. Fratesi started Monza. He started Udinese. I think it's
Is it all
Fratesi.
in? Like just
Is
in
it
the league or all in?
and Champions
All
and
in,
Serie A
all
or
in.
just Champions and
all
Serie A or just Serie A?
With Champions League, it should be Zielinski.
Yeah, I think it was his Linksy Champions League.
No, it's
Okay, all right.
Frattesi by 30 minutes, by around 30 minutes again. Well, actually, no, a little
Oh.
bit more than that.
And I said Fratesi would get more minutes at the start of the season.
Yeah,
And he's still
Yeah,
not
right.
satisfied. Scum.
that was my question, remember, at the beginning of
Yeah,
the season.
that's true.
But one of my other questions, if you guys remember, was between the minutes of Mkhitaryan and Zielinski. And Mkhitaryan at the moment is about 800 minutes more played than
Expected.
It's the same percentage between Sommer and Martinez for minutes right now. the disparity.
Yeah, no, that's way. I thought by this point Zielinski would have like 1,000 minutes, and he's only on 900 at the moment. Oh yeah, I mean, speaking of Zielinski, Ian, I know you were not very impressed by Zielinski. You've not been very impressed by Zielinski. How are
Yeah.
you standing on him right now?
Recently, he's been better, I think.
Hmm.
He's starting to show where he is on the pitch. Other games, he was like a ghost. Now I can see him. And again, a ball carrier. We need ball carriers. He's one.
Well, he's supposed to be, right? He's supposed to be
Yeah.
a ball carrier. Yeah. What about you, Mattia? Where are you standing with Zielinski? Are you disappointed, expecting more, or this is what you expected pretty much?
Pretty much what I expected. Unlike some others, I knew that Mkhitaryan is gonna keep like Inzaghi. He is his guy, and I knew that he wouldn't play more than he is playing now. So this is basically what I expected.
Yeah. Julian, Ale, where are you guys standing on Zielu?
I wasn't that big on him when we first signed him, but then I kind of listened to CEO's propaganda and talking about like Zielu's gonna like change like the midfield, but
Don't listen to my propaganda.
it hasn't really worked out for me so far. But
Yeah.
I'm hoping it proves us wrong.
I've liked him every time I've seen him. It's kind of like it's just not consistent enough for him to really have a huge impact on the team. But he does things that our other midfielders don't do. It's that drop of the shoulder to clear, some of the pressing. It's that little when that little lift that he played. What was the last game that he did that just to clear pressure? He just kind of dumped the ball.
Flick.
Yeah. So he's got a lot of talent, but like with some other players on the team, it's the consistency and the minutes distribution that is kind of hurting the perception of their game from some Interisti.
What are your
I mean,
thoughts on
when I-
Asllani? Do you think Asllani is like Inter level or no?
At the moment, no. At the moment, no. He needs that, whatever Sebastiano Esposito is getting now, 2,000 minutes Serie A team, week in, week out, playing every game. That's what he needs. He's not going to get that Inter.
Yeah, his physicality is definitely lacking. He just looks like he can get just tossed around, which is not good. It's one thing if you're in a double pivot and you have, help in that respect. But if you're the one shielding the defense, he can ping a ball all over the pitch. That's not the problem. It's other areas of his game that it's not just coaching or playing time. He needs to grow into himself a little bit. So yeah, I'm not sure that he's Inter level as of today.
Language tours always gets triggered when Aslani is mentioned.
Where do you stand on him, Mattia, Ian?
Yeah, what everybody else said. Like, he's definitely not Inter level right now. But should we sell him or should we loan him? That's another story. I think he needs to play, like you said, and he's not getting that here.
I don't know if
the night hope, but it just like some of the. Do you not think he should be playing a wee bit further forward like he does with Albania?
Yeah, I mean we've talked about that a lot, but Inzaghi only sees him in the CDM position, unfortunately.
Oh, he's definitely not that.
No.
He's had his contract extended, and there have been reports that Inter has turned down offers from him, rich offers from the Premier League. So I don't know, what sort of plans management has for them, but if they're turning down offers, I mean, obviously they see, his value is higher than whatever is being offered.
I don't know if I believe those rich offers. No, I've not seen no reports of it. Like, it just comes out afterwards. I don't know.
These agents are talking behind the scenes, huh? They're just trying to get something going.
Yeah. Look, we've got a listener of your pod, Ale, here who knows he's talking about Gianni, who is a Mkhitaryan hater, if we can say it. Like, I think he is a Mickey hater. I don't get it either. I don't understand how, like, every week it seems like Johnny has to, like, I can just tell you're trying to, like, make a point for Mkhitaryan, and it just doesn't go anywhere with Johnny.
Listen, he's a very passionate person. If you get on his bad side, it's hard to get off of it. So that's happened. Although he's turned around on Dumfries, so there may be hope for Mkhitaryan yet.
Yeah, you have to score 2 bangers for that to happen. Oh, yeah, even Nima's Mike on Vibes tweet isn't looking too bad after that performance. That's how good that performance was from Denzel.
Yeah,
but I had one last question, guys. Before we get, I wanted to get your prediction, and I had one last question on the quiz for you guys. Thomas Palacios, over or under 30 minutes? So has he played more than 30 minutes or under 30 minutes?
Under.
Around 30 minutes, I would say. So I don't know if it's over or under, but around. So he had one game and one cameo.
He had 3 appearances.
So I remember 2. One was a longer and one was a cameo. I don't remember the third one. So maybe it's over 30 minutes.
I think he got like 10 minutes against Empoli away. So I don't think he got 20 in the other appearances. So I'm going to go under.
Yeah, because one was a cameo, like 1 minute or something. So I remember that one. So
I'll say like 28 minutes he's played.
Yeah.
It's 26 minutes.
Close.
7.5 million well spent. Well, there's also I don't know if you guys saw the rumor today just about that young centre back. Again, the source that came out with that was pretty trash.
I seen that with 15 million.
Yeah, Juma Ba from which team was it? Real Valladolid.
Yeah.
So according to City Extra and Reluctant Nico, whoever that is, I think he's a Sun journalist, which already kind of says everything that. What do you guys make of it? Because I'm pretty surprised. I thought we would be, if we're gonna be, again, the source is what it is, so don't buy into that. But I would like to be seeing more senior profiles of a centre back rather than an 18-year-old. That's what I'm kind of looking forward to. What are you guys thinking in terms of that?
Well, you know the new Oak Tree rule, so
but it doesn't have to be like 18-year-olds, right? They said like under 26 or under 25 is the rule.
Yeah, under 25. So I don't know what to expect in the future, but I'm sure that Don Beppe will cook up something.
Mm.
I hope for Scalvini. That's like my dream signing, I think, in centre back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd like Scalvini in there too.
I don't know that he's really a center back either. I think he's more of a right center back, which would mean that someone like Bisek or Palacios is going to get pushed inside, which I don't hate the thought there either.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think
the man.
Bisek can play both sides, so kind of opens it up.
Yeah, but dealing with Atalanta is hell.
I know, at least
guys.
60 million. I don't know where the money's going to come from, but
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I guess this summer is going to be where we judge Oak Tree properly, right? Last summer was kind of we didn't sell anyone. We renewed contracts, free transfers, same Beppe kind of transfer window. Next window is going to be the one where we see how much change Oak Tree bring about. And there will be money to spend, guys. There will be money to spend because in the finance, our finances are looking a lot better. We're going to be close to potentially even making a break even or even making profit. So there is money to spend, but there will also need to be, as usual, there will need to be sales made. If there's,
you have to get the spreadsheet out again, Sharma, to like show us how it works.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll get it out in the summer.
And also, Sharma, that is not accounting for potentially a deep Champions League run plus the revenue from the Club World Cup. So
exactly,
you're absolutely right. There should be something in the coffers.
Yeah, and there's a lot of expensive salaries coming off, like Correa, Arnautovic. So there will be space, even without spending more, there will be space to invest. Yeah, guys, thank you for joining me. I wanted to end on a prediction from all of you, starting from Mattia, Ale, Julian, and ending with Big Don, Ian.
Wow, you put me on the spot now. Well, are guys familiar with Gufare? Do you know the concept?
Yeah. I mean, we've got plenty of Milanisti here to do jinxing, basically. Gufare, they're here to jinx us. Old Rossonero, Lab Gorilla.
Okay, so I'm gonna reverse jinx them. I'm gonna say the air conditioner works good in the desert, so they have the advantage there. So 2-1 for them.
Wow, you're predicting a loss on my channel. Wow.
No, I just said why. I said why.
Reverse psychology going on there.
Yeah.
Reverse Gufare. Yeah. In your face, Bilanisti.
I'm gonna go devastating performance, 4-0 for Inter.
Whoa. So you're with Kirby.
I'm saying 3-1.
3-0.
So a repeat of a last Super Cup. Okay.
Yep, that'll do.
I'm going for a 2-1. Denzel, Theo, red card. Lautaro and Taremi. Go on, Taremi. I want Taremi goal tomorrow. That's what I want.
I want him just to shoot. If he shoot on goal, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll take a shot. Yeah, even a shot from Taremi is a goal, but we'll take that. But anyway, thank you everyone that's joined me, man. I really, really appreciate you guys for calling in. Anyone that wants to say anything before I close, because I definitely, Alessandro, we need to plug our interviews pod, but Mattia, Ian, Julian, is there anything you want to say before close this off?
I would just like to thank everyone, like Sharma, for keeping this channel up, and Alessandro, I'll definitely check out your podcast, and I'm keep looking forward to seeing more Inter content. So yeah, thank you guys.
Ciao.
Thank you for joining us, Julian, and everybody else. If you're able, we want to meet you guys. It's great to meet new people, new Interisti. So if you can join us, it doesn't have to be always me. I can sometimes sit on the bench, so that's fine. But yeah, I hope to meet new people this year and celebrate new trophies. Let's start tomorrow.
Yeah, it was great to be on, guys. It was great to talk to you all. And Keep up the great work, Sean. And
You
Mattia.
need to tell
And
Debbie to stop donating.
Ale.
Look at the Kerr Mafia
No.
sponsoring us.
No, that's way too Happy birthday to Talia. And yeah, bring the
thank
luck.
Good luck. Tomorrow, we want double celebration tomorrow.
Yes, double celebration.
Ciao,
And thank
ragazzi.
you. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, Enzo. Thank you, everyone that tuned in from home. Hope you enjoyed this call-in episode. I'll try to do more of these later on in the season. And Ale, please plug away your pod now.
Yeah, Interviews Pod on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. Appreciate you, Sharma. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, everyone. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. See you tomorrow for the post-match reaction of Inter AC Milan. Let's bring the Supercoppa home. It is Inzaghi's Super Cup, and hopefully Lautaro and Taremi Super Cup tomorrow. Ciao, ragazzi. Always, Forza Inter. Let's go.